don't want PPP no more. Remember what PPP do. Jack, they all keep lying true and true. Up and hiding it, stop trying to fool we. PPP, yes, we fed up of you.
Good evening, Linden, and welcome to the APNU, that's the Partnership for National Unity Alliance for Change campaign update. My name is Stephen Sears, and in the studio this evening we have no other than Member of Parliament German Figueroa. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
Now, there's a lot that is happening when it comes to the APNU campaign, and we're pretty sure that Region 10 has been following very keenly, especially coming out of that hype last Sunday with the Linden rally. What was your take on it?
That in itself speaks for itself. That the region, the supporters of the coalition are energized with this this movement. This campaign has evolved into a movement.
Yeah.
We have never in our political experience witnessed a campaign evolving into a movement where you see supporters transforming the coalition symbol into clothing and bags. And this is definitely a movement. Guyanese are excited, they're enthusiastic about this campaign. And we are very much confident and persuaded come March 2nd we will have a resounding support of the people not only from Region 10 but the entire Guyana, and we will re-elect David Grange as the president. So our campaign continues in the region. We have a lot of work to do. We are not going to be pacified by what the outcome of Sunday's very successful rally was. We know we have to continue to work. We have to remain focused. We have to remain united and ensure that our people come out in their numbers. We want to have over 30,000 of the eligible voters in the region going to the polls on ED and vote solidly for David Grange. So we have a lot of work to do.
Indeed, and the campaign itself, you in the capacity of Deputy Campaign Manager would know that it's important to have various bottom house meetings and community meetings. How has that been going so far?
Well, we have been touching most of the communities. There are several other communities that we have to touch. Some that we would have already touched, we definitely have to go back and re-emphasize the coalition's position and encourage those residents of those set communities to come out and go to the polls and vote. But so far it has been going well, and we like the response that we're getting from the residents of the various communities that we would have gone to. So we're excited. The feeling and the response on the ground is very positive. So we are going to continue, and this weekend, tomorrow rather, we have a very big public meeting slated for
Saturday.
For Saturday. Yes, Saturday, sorry. So I think you should give them the update on that one.
Yeah, so we're going to be heading in the Region 10. Many times persons confuse, Linden with just the central focus of Region 10, but there are other communities along Borbis River, Essequibo, and Demerara. But Saturday, we're heading all the way to Kokwani for a mega public meeting. It's not a rally, but we call it a mega public meeting. And Prime Ministerial candidate Ken Ramjatan will be the featured speaker that evening. But it's not just the speaking, there's cultural items, performances by Static, the Professor, and several other artists who are going to be heading up there. So if you have the chance, anytime, ensure you head in with us to the Kokwani meeting. It starts at 5:30 p.m. and by time 8 it should be finished, and then
and the road is extremely good, so you can reach
drive
there
your car
in an hour and a half actually. This is the first time I have driven to Kokwani. You didn't have to contract your stomach because of the numerous potholes. This time the road is very smooth, and patrons who have the desire to go can actually drive on a very comfortable road as a result of what this government has been doing for the residents on that pathway to Kokwani, Aichuni, Kokwani, Araima area there. So you have very good roads. So those who are desirous of going should take the opportunity to go and see somewhere else besides Linden. Kokwani is a very beautiful place. It's a part of Region 10, and you should take the opportunity to go and experience that side of the region.
Exactly. But our government decided that our government have been working with the Kokwanians to ensure that they get a better life. And our government, from the coastline to the hinterland, has been working when it comes to infrastructure. So in Kokwani, there's better roads, better drainage. Also recently, the Workers Club was rehabilitated.
The guest house,
magistrate court. They did some work at the hospital, basketball court, play field. There's an ICT center.
CPCE now as an arm up there, so the residents in the Berbice River no longer have to sojourn to Linden and more so Georgetown to have the opportunity to be trained teachers. You could actually do that right there in Kokwani. So the opportunities are increasing for residents in those areas, and that is what the government has been doing throughout its tenure, decentralizing and making opportunities available all across this country. So come and enjoy what the rally will, the public meeting rather, will bring to the residents of Kokwani. And come and see what the government has done with respect to development in the Kokwani area there. So you're all invited.
Yeah, so we're definitely looking forward to that. So Saturday, that's the 15th of February, we're heading all the way to Kokwani for a mega public meeting. Kemraj Ramjatan, he has been blazing the campaign trail and taking the message of don't stop the progress. So we're excited to hear what he has to say to the people of Kokwani, the residents there. But not just Kokwani, you toured the Berbice River a few days ago. Yes. What was that experience like? Developed Kimbia and Ibini.
Yes, that was a very welcoming experience. I mean, we are of the view that, I mean, those areas were traditionally areas that supported the PPP administration. Even though they are from Region 10, that's where the PPP usually would have garnered the pockets of vote within Region 10. But when we visited those communities, those persons were very much elated, they were energized, and we know we are going to get their support because this approach government would have taken, particularly in those riverine communities, with respect to development. We have taken the development directly to the people in the sense that those contracts that traditionally were awarded to contractors out of Region 10, and they go into the communities and they would have done substandard works. This government, this region, take a decisive decision to ensure that they empower the residents of those riverine communities so that they would be furnished with the contracts so that they could do the work themselves. And in doing so, you provide employment opportunities and you keep the economy of that community involved because the money remains in the community. And more importantly, the fact that the residents were doing the work, we were satisfied and they were satisfied that they were getting quality for the level of investment the region would have put towards developing those health centers, those schools, and those different amenities. In addition to that, what they were even more elated and excited about is the fact that those communities now have greater access to information with the free Wi-Fi services that government would have given them.
That's right.
You know, so the people are energized, they're excited, they're happy. They even talked about when Bishop Eje was in there in Kimbia, where only 4 persons attended the meeting. So they said they understand the importance of these elections. They have seen the progress and the investment that government would have put in the Berbice River. And even in Ibini, that had over many years ago the potential to become the food basket for this region, where we could have garnered food security in the region. No longer would we have been in a position where we had a number of persons come as far as Perica to provide us with food. Now that area has been developed, the road has been upgraded, and the savannas has been opened. So a number of farmers are actually going back into the interior and they're planting. So Region 10 can be assured that the community in the Berbice River, Ibini, will provide us with all of the food that we need in this region. And more so, the excess will be exported to outside of Region 10. So the people are confident and they are going to be supporting us.
Yeah, one of the projects I'm happy about is the Millie's Hideout Road all the way to Sandhills Berbice River. And this provides 4 avenues of getting produce out to the Berbice River. That is either using the river to head to New Amsterdam, come through Sandhills and come straight into Region 10, or the Takama Road through Kokwani, right? And even you can say 5, even at Araima as well.
Yes.
So there are many options for the folks here in Borabis River when it comes to improving their livelihoods, and our government has been working with those residents. And we have taken a bottom-up approach. We're not going to go into any community and say this is what needs to be done. We're working with the Tushals and all the community representatives to ensure that they get the best life that we can possibly afford at this time as a government. And things will get better. Outside of that, we have the disciplinary elections coming up very, very soon on the 24th. Tell us about that and how that works within our region.
Well, for those of you who are not aware, disciplined forces participate in the regional and national elections before the majority of the population. They actually partake in the elections before March 2nd.
Yeah.
And their elections is going to be on the 21st of February. So all of the police men and women who are stationed in Region 10, they will be exercising their franchise. And again, I am confident, I'm persuaded that the discipline services, the police force will also give us their support, because this is the only administration who has demonstrated that they believe that the discipline services, the police force, should be given proper remuneration, good salaries, better equipment to work with, and would have provided significant training for those police officers. And as a result of that, we have better policing going on within the community. Crime has been significantly low within the country, and more so in Region 10. So, and the community has experienced a better police and community relationship because of the different approach to policing under this administration. So we are confident that those discipline forces will also give us their support, because we would have demonstrated that we are being prepared to tool them, to train them, and more so, give them better salaries. So ultimately, we definitely are confident that they will also give us their support.
Good. Well said, Figueroa. What I remember a couple of years ago, through the partnership between China and Guyana, they would receive hundreds of new ATVs, also pickups and other equipment. Do you think that that has contributed towards enhanced security within the region?
Most definitely, most definitely. You can't provide the A1 service if you're not tooled, if you're not equipped. And that is what, I mean, the president has been in the military for a number of years. He has the experience, he has the know-how, and he knows what is needed to provide better quality service to the people of Guyana, particularly in the police force and the army. And that is as a result of his knowing that he would have invested heavily in ensuring that the police and the army are well equipped and prepared to defend Guyana, and more so preserve the laws of Guyana. And the only way the police could do so is by being fully equipped, trained, and given proper compensation for their services that they're offering to the Guyanese population. So I am confident, as as indicated, that we are going to be also getting great support from those two different entities that serve the Guyanese people very well.
All right. Additionally, heading along the line when it comes to dates, the 28th, Friday the 28th is a big day and a big deal for young people in Region 10. I know throughout the campaign they were saying, what about young people? The young people need their own thing, the youths need their own thing. Last year, the 17th of December, was the very first Youth Empowerment Summit at the Wutuka Guest House there, and that was a really, really good success. It was broadcast throughout Guyana and the rest of the world, and that really stirred up the interest of young people when it comes to these elections. But there's something up APNU sleeve in Region 10 when it comes to the 28th. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, we're planning a youth activity. This is not a political meeting or a rally per se to be very political, but it is to provide a platform for young people to be intricately involved in the campaign, where they are going to become coming to the activity with their coalition colors. But we are also providing a platform for our local talents to be given an opportunity and a stage to perform for us. And we are going to be taking that opportunity to send our message to the young people
Yeah.
who are not daft, who are not naive to what is going on. They too would have seen what the government has been doing for them. And we want them to understand that this gathering here that we have on the 20th is for them to
Yes.
play a part, to play a role. If they want to come and give a 5-minute presentation, we are going to look at that and make it possible for them. But
Yeah.
essentially, this activity is for them. And you have the details of the level of entertainment that we are going to bring, so I would rather you to share with the general public, particularly of what is going to happen on the 28th with the entertainment aspect.
To the 28th, rightfully what Figgy mentioned, is that it's not a political rally, so to speak. It's not going to be, a whole bunch of speeches and stuff like that.
No.
When it comes to the entertainment, we want the best. We know that we would have won the Junior Soca Monarch competition, and up top, that's Rondell Subner. He's going to be performing that night, and whoever the winner of the Senior Soca Monarch competition is going to be there. Whoever wins the Calypso competition is going to be there as well. Little Colwyn, Static. I can go on and on about the major artists who are going to be performing on that night. But what we want to encourage you to do is to come out with your green and your yellow, show support for the APNU+AFC coalition government, because we know that we're cranking you up, we're jump-starting this election process. So on the 28th is a lead up to what will happen the 29th, of which we're going to talk about. And then on March 2nd, we're heading out there resoundingly as young people and vote for the APNU+AFC government. Well, one of the things I want to share with you is that our government has been providing opportunities for young people. Over the last 4+ years, we've offered thousands upon thousands of scholarships, free training programs in ICT. We would have improved education across the country with rehabilitation of schools and even the dormitories and so on. And we would have seen increased performance at the primary level, secondary, through CSEC, CAPE, GTEE, even the University of Guyana has seen an increase in graduates and all these things. So we know that the government cares about our young people and their future because it's preparing them now to take over leadership. Our government is not going to, or the leaders are not going to stay there and hold on to power. We're preparing the future generation to take up these leadership positions. And those are some of the things that we have been doing for our young people. Figure out.
Most definitely. So we want our young people in the region to come out in their numbers and have a good time, clean fun.
Yeah.
But remain focused, remain steadfast on understanding that these elections are important. They are important to you. They're important to the future of this country that you are going to inherit. So we cannot take this election with a willy-nilly attitude. And that is why we have been consistent in our message on our campaign trail throughout the period when we would have started. For young people in particular to understand that Guyana belongs to them. And in order for them to really make an invaluable contribution towards the continued development of this country, you must participate in the process to influence who become the government of the day. Because it is the government of the day that will give you the country that you want to live in.
Yes.
It is the government of the day who will ensure, and the president would have already indicated in his next government, he is going to ensure that education is free.
Yes.
And if we are to really develop as a nation, we must have an educated nation and educated people, because we don't want no foreigner coming in our country and dictating to us what is our destiny. We believe we should be the architects and the captain of our own destiny as Guyanese, and in order for us to do so, we must be an educated people. And we believe the young people who are going to be the inheritance of this country must be educated and must be well trained and skilled as a people to take the reins of power. So these elections primarily is for young people who represents more than 65% of our Guyanese population. So you should understand the importance of your role as young people going to the polls on March 2nd, and most importantly, going and vote for David Arthur Granger.
That's
we
right.
believe we believe in young people. We believe in giving young people an opportunity, and we believe David Arthur Granger is the leader of this coalition who will become the next government who will provide those opportunities for our young people to do so.
That's right. Well, if you're now tuning in, this is the APNU+AFC campaign update. Joining us this evening is Comrade Jeremy Figueroa.
Yes.
Jeremy, when it comes to the 29th, this is the final rally, the final hoorah before we head to the polls on Monday, the 2nd of March. Everybody who is a supporter wants to go to Durban Park.
Yes.
And we're going to be getting persons from Lethem, Madia, of course Region 10 will go out there, Westdem, Essequibo, Borbies, everybody will be heading there. And I believe this is going to really break the barrier when it comes to setting a record for the most, or the largest political rally ever in Guyana's history.
Yes.
What is the excitement, what is the plans when it comes to this activity? How can persons be a part of it?
Well, Linden in itself would have demonstrated, and we would have gone on the radio, and we would have used our social media pages, and we said to Lindeners and residents of Region 10, Linden's rally is going to be epic.
It'd be the largest.
You cannot afford to miss it.
Yeah.
You cannot afford to be there late. We press on the fact that you should be there on time, and I would have been saturated with phone calls by persons who didn't go there on time. They didn't heed to our calls, and as a result of that, they could not even drive into the facility.
Yes.
Because of the influx of so many vehicles.
Yes.
That came from all the parts of Guyana. So if Linden could have done it, imagine what is going to happen at Durban Park.
Yeah.
Linden has broken the record with respect to the largest gathering
Yeah.
in any political campaign ever
Yes.
that occurred in Region 10. This
right.
is the largest gathering for any show, any activity. This movement has been demonstrated at the Sunday Pass rally.
Yes.
Right here in Linden. So I put it to the residents, the viewership, that come February 29, the last and final presidential rally is a rally that you should not miss, because a lot of those persons who miss Linden rally regretted it.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it to you. If you are going to go to the Durban Park last and final presidential rally before our victory on March 2nd, you have to be disciplined, you have to be prepared to go early, because every Guyanese who has been on this campaign trail, who have been supporting this government, who would have missed out on many of the other presidential rally, are preparing themselves to go to the last and final rally come February 29th. So we are impressing on the viewership to ensure that you are there early. Go to Georgetown, book your hotel. If you have family in Georgetown, tell them save your space on the bed. This is the time you could share a bed with your family and your friends. But if you are going, you must be prepared to go early. It's going to be epic.
That's right.
Another thing what we even failed to mention about the 28th, we are putting efforts in place to ensure that Farmer Napi
Yes.
comes to our youth rally
Uh-huh.
right here on the 28th of February. So you're going to have the original garbage bag man coming and give you an appearance. So young people, residents of Linden, Region 10, come out in your numbers.
We don't believe that you can come the Friday, the 28th, and not go the Saturday. So everyone that is going to the 28th event right here in Linden, we're encouraging you to head to the 29th at Durban Park.
Yes.
Of course, our party will be providing free transportation. It's limited, so you gotta ensure.
First come, first serve.
We cannot provide for everyone, but we're encouraging you to come out very early, catch the buses, and then we head down as a contingent.
Yes.
And we're shelling the place when it comes to the final rally. But then jumping the gun, we head all the way to Monday, the 2nd of March, which is the national and regional elections across Guyana. Polling stations open at 6 a.m., closes at 6 p.m. Figure what is important for our viewership to know at this point in time when it comes to that election.
Rain or sunshine?
Snow.
Thank God we didn't get snow. But rain or sunshine, viewers, it is your time to make your input. We know you have been supporting this government. We know you have been going to all of the rallies. But in the final analysis, Monday, March 2nd, is what will really count. And in ensuring that you count on E-Day, ensure that you go to the polls early and put your X in support of David Arthur Granger and this APNU+AFC coalition. Don't be confused. The PPP has an arm posing themselves as a political party, calling themselves ANOG. They have the same letter A at the start of their political party. Don't be confused. Stay focused. Look for the palm and the key, and ensure that you vote solidly for the coalition to ensure that a brighter future is assured for you and your family. Ensure that Guyana is in safe hands under the leadership of David Arthur Granger. Don't allow the PPP to disrespect you, to disrespect this country and the future by allowing a presidential candidate with 19 criminal charges who was in possession of fake degrees. And we have concluded that those degrees are fake because he has no classmate who would have come out and render support. He has no lecturer who would have taught him come out and say, yes, I taught him. So we have concluded that his degrees are fake. Do not allow a fake, a fraudster, the opportunity to lead this God-blessed country. Give it to a man who goes on his knees and prays for this nation. A man who has demonstrated he has the people of Guyana's interests at heart, and he's not about material wealth. He's about serving and serving every single Guyanese, young or old. But do not be selfish. This election is not about you alone going and cast your vote. It's about you ensuring that every single eligible voter in your house goes to the polls. It is ensuring that every neighbor that you and them are friends, and even if you and them aren't talking, speak to them on that day. Forgive and forget, and ensure that they go to the polls and vote solidly for David Arthur Granger, because your future is at stake, your children's future is at stake, and ensure that you do the right thing come March 2nd.
One of the things I want to address really quick, something is being touted in social media when it comes to voter suppression. The People's Progressive Party, there's being touted that they have over $100 million and they're going to be offering jobs to young people, or basically buy their vote or attempt to buy their vote, or tell them, look, we're going to give you some money, but stay away from the polls, right? What is your advice to those young people that might be caught up in that mix-up, or is there any clarity that the party wants to share with regards to that what is being touted?
Yes, that is a frightening position of that is alleged to be pushing by the PPP administration. And we are saying to our supporters that voting is your constitutional right, it is your democratic right. Your ancestors would have fought and died for you to have that right to participate in elections to determine who you want as your representatives at the highest level to serve your interests. Voter suppression is a criminal activity. You should not deny anybody of that right. And that is what voter suppression is primarily. Denying people the right to go to the poll and exercise their franchise, to choose who they want as their leader. And anyone who is pushing this agenda should be reported to the police. I mean, we have been told that they are giving people money to go into various communities, particularly where our support base are, and ensure that those young people in particular, that is their target audience, the young people of Guyana, the future of Guyana. They are trying to influence those young people to not to go to the polls and vote for this coalition. Every attempt the PPP has made to influence our people in a negative light, I believe God has intervened. For example, I mean, these banners going around the place offering $5,000 a box of food and a t-shirt for people. And people are taking it, and we don't blame you for taking it. It is money that was yours that were illegally taken by the PPP administration, and now they're giving it back to you. But they realize that our people are not fools, and they realize that our people are taking back the money that was stolen from them, and taking their jerseys and burning it because the people see it as an insult to their dignity, an insult to the future of this country, that you are offering them 5,000. Is that what you're saying Guyanese are worth?
Yeah.
$5,000 equate to $1,000 a year. Are you saying that Guyanese is deserving of only $5,000? Matter of fact, if you give them 20, and I heard too that they're offering $50,000 and $100,000 to these young people to get involved in some work during that period, so that they wouldn't go to the polls because they have to report to work. We are saying to the parents, and especially to those young people who are listening, don't be fooled. Don't get caught up in this mix. Your future is at stake. No $20,000, no $50,000, no $100,000 is worth your future. So be conscious, be focused in what you are going to do on March 2nd. And don't let anybody take away your right to vote. That is the only time you have equal power and equal right as the rich man, as the educated man. It don't matter if you're living in Pradoville at the beach side in a mansion, or you're living in a house that has a big fancy pool like Ifran Ali. You have the same power and the same right as him on E-Day. Don't allow anybody to take away that power that you have every 5 years. Don't allow anyone to take away your power with voter suppression. Go to the polls and vote. Exercise your right, your constitutional right, to go and cast your vote solidly for David Arthur Granger, the only man who has demonstrated he has the interests of young people at heart and this country. So do not be fooled or be hoodwinked by the PPP's plot with respect to this new proposal that they are trying to undertake with voter suppression, especially with people who look like me and you. Be focused and stay alert, and do the right thing.
All right. Thank you so much, Chairman Figueroa. Well, this has brought us to the end of the APNU+AFC campaign update. Ensure that you remember all those dates. Just to go through really quick, on Saturday the 15th, we're going to be in Kokwani, and then jump into the 21st of February. That is going to be the disciplinary forces election. On the 28th, the mega youth rally on the Amelia's Ward, Wizrock Bus Park. And then we're going to be heading to the Durban Park on the 29th for the Grand Hurrah, the APNU final presidential rally. And then on Monday, the 2nd of March, is going to be the national and regional elections. German, again, thank you so much for being on our show this evening. Ensure you head across to Facebook and run a search for APNU+AFC. Click like on the page and follow all the progress our government has been making. Also, all the presidential rallies across the country, they would have been streamed live. You can relook at them and be the judge for your own self to see what our government has been doing and how you can play a part simply by putting a sexy X within that square box come March 2nd. We're going to be back here again on LBN Channel 13 at a later date. Do take care. God bless.